Okay. This is an update on the Gmade R1 rock buggy. As you tell, the last time we put the lights on down here, we haven't wired them up yet because we had another kit coming, and that is the 3-light bar from Gmade. That part number is GM51409S, and this one sits up here, a little bit right up here. And we made this windshield and stuff the last time, so what we're going to have to do is pull this bar out, stick the new bar in, and I'm going to have to take my body awl and make some holes, so when I take this panel back off, I can actually attach the light bar to the panel, and then I'll put this all back together and put the roof back on, put the screws in, blah blah blah, you know, so the windshield will be able to stay in there. Alright, well, let me get started with that. And also, as always, every time I take out a Phillips head screw, I'm putting back in a hex head. Phillips heads drive me crazy. So what we're going to have to do is take this roof and stuff off. I'm hoping I don't have to take my brace off to do it. I do know that I had to loosen this bar so I can get this light out of here, where I can get my fingers up in here to get to these nuts and bolts. So these are Phillips also. I don't know if I have any hex heads this small, so I'm going to have to kind of play around with this and see. So give me a minute to get these off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my homemade windshield off, and I believe that's as far as I'll need to take it. Now I just need to take these brace off. And everything else but this one I've already replaced with the hex head. Get rid of these Phillips screws. And there again, here's another aluminum spacer. Now this is just a little bit too long for that. It's like each one's only designed for where it's supposed to go, which I guess makes sense, but it'd be nice if I could use these for another brace somewhere, doubled up on these shocks or something, but we will find something to do with it, I'm sure. These are aluminum too, so I definitely won't get rid of them. I might be able to use them for a steering arm or something in another project. Alright, so let's get this open. Got our wires and our LEDs. Alright, this is what I was actually looking for first, because what we're going to do with this, let me get a couple new 12mm screws out of my kit here. You can never have too many stainless steel 3mm nuts and bolts, and you run into a situation like this where you got a bunch of Phillips screws, you can at least change it as you go. Now normally you would go ahead and build this whole unit before you put it on. But like I said, we're going to go through this windshield, and I'm just kind of going to make a protective cover out of it, and put this all the way down. That way when we drill our holes, we know we'll be in the right spot. And what we'll probably do, let's see if we don't have a lot of glare. Let's see, you can see them holes. I think you can. Yeah. these holes right here, we're going to take our body off and go ahead and open these holes up in the middle of where that goes, and then I'll probably drill them a little big. That way the light can go right through it. And if it jiggles a little bit, it won't crack the plastic. God, the glare in here is bad. Alright, then we'll just come up here and make the holes bigger than they need to be. Watch your fingers with these things, they are sharp. Definitely want bigger because we don't want it to interfere with the lights at all. We just need to make that one move down a little. Alright, I believe that'll be alright. Alright, well, let me get this bar off and put together. That's kind of a boring part, so, and I'll be right back. Alright, be back in a minute. Okay, well, as you can see, I got it back together and I put it inside here. Now we got to just put our 12mm screws back in and get it kind of lined up with the piece here. This normally would be, I would say, fairly simple, but since I've got this roof like one piece, it does kind of make it a little pesty, so I'm going to try and get this as straight as we can. Get our panels back in there. And there you go. Now I just got to put the screws on for my roof panels and all that, which I'm waiting because I'm actually going to stick these other panels directly over it too. And that way I've got my black panels back, but I'm not going to do that right at this second. I'm having a problem with my receiver, and I have a feeling it's because I have it too close to my ESC. So I don't want to put all these panels back on again just to have to take it off to get in here. So plus I want to clean these wires up so they don't show quite as much. Kind of tuck them under the hood and get this switch out of there. which I still got to find a spot for that. But it's neither here nor there. Yeah, a little tuck like that. That back under, so we still have our windshield. I don't have all these wires poking out the side. I do need to find something to do with my switch. And I still got to wire this thing. So these things come with little lens covers. I don't foresee them things staying in there. It's not a very well designed. I like the buckets because they're all aluminum, but they could have come up with something a little different, I think, for the lenses, other than just that little piece of plastic kind of sitting in there. So all the panels, I'm probably going to have to trim this one, I see, just a tiny bit. Yeah. Could probably move that a little more forward and been alright. But all I'm going to do is just take my Lexan scissors and cut this back a little bit. And I believe it'll be fine. Alright, well that's it. There's the lights. You can go ahead and push them back up for now. We got the front and the top. And then once we get all our panels back on, everything ought to look good. And I do want to still paint that windshield smoke so it's not so transparent, but got a few other things to do first. That does need to go up, and once we get our LEDs in, we can find out, you know, if this will work the way we want it to or not. These might be a little too far up. Once we get all this done, though, I believe it'll look alright. Alright, well, it's coming along, and that's our next. That's it for this update on the lights, and we'll get them wired up. I got to do some other wire hiding and stuff, so until I figure out exactly where I want my ESC, I don't want to wire these yet to where everything will get in the way. Alright, so that's it for this one. So please like and please comment and please share, and until next time, bye.